Hey guys, it's Samara here. So I'm about to go live with Zarita. I'm going to send her a request to join now. So while we wait for Zarita to join, how are you doing? Let me know in the chat box. How are you doing? What are your plans for the weekend? So today we're gonna be, you know, talking about the event again, but with a different person. Zaita will be part of our closing panel with other international artists. So yes. I'm really excited about this event. I think it's going to be a really nice experience, very different from the one we had last year. So yeah. So Mademoiselle Sarita, I sent you a request. I don't know if you can see it. Mhm. I'm resending the request to see.
Hey.
Hey,
Yes, I was watching you.
talking.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah,
I like
finally
your
it's Friday.
hat.
Oh, thank you.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
I was saying finally it's Friday.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I still work like every day, so it makes a
Well,
difference.
mm, yeah, I can't
Yeah.
work.
So
Today I worked 12 hours. I'm done.
what are your plans for the weekend? Do you have any plans?
Well, tonight I rest, and then tomorrow I'm meeting a friend from college. I wanted to discuss how his transition from corporate America to being a full-time artist is, because I
Hmm.
might be considering doing
Oh.
that transition. Yeah.
Mm.
I've been thinking
Well,
about it lately, yeah.
well, this conversation is going to be juicy. So I see there is news. Okay. Well, we're gonna start from the beginning and then maybe we'll talk a little bit about this. So, well, we've done this before. Some people
Mhm.
probably know you from this space and other spaces. But for those who are new to Atizay and the art world, tell us a little bit about your background. Well, Zaita is a photographer, so tell us how you became a photographer.
Okay, sure. Well, I'm from Haiti, for those of you who don't know. I guess I had a lot of friends that, there was a time where photography was really booming in Haiti, and I kind of always had friends who carried around cameras, and it was always an interest, but I couldn't, living with my mom, you just can't ask for things like that. They're just too expensive. So
Yeah.
eventually, when I moved in with my dad, I would use his camera. He had a film camera. But then, mid college, I decided to purchase one. And that's how we started to bond. My dad and I didn't always know how to communicate. I'm improving. So is he. And so I guess like the camera was like a transition between, like being in front of him and not knowing how to express myself. So that's how I got into photography. Like my dad takes pictures of us all the time. He documents everything, and he's actually one of the very few people in my family that has like very old pictures of everyone in his family and in mine as well.
That's nice. I would say that was a very organic way to connect with him. Alexa, is it?
She said, "Okay, Beanie." Yeah, you like okay, okay. Yeah, okay, everyone approves. Everyone
Yeah,
approves.
it's really cute. It's really cute.
Thank
But my
you.
head is too big. I don't think I would be able like to fit my head in one of these.
Actually, I have a big head.
Hmm,
I'm surprised this actually
really?
fits. But yeah, and it wasn't expensive. I think it was what, $12 or something. I'll
Okay.
send you the link, girl. They
Okay,
have
thank
other
you.
cute ones.
Yeah, it's really cute. Well, but again, swap with then. Um, Atizay. Okay, so nice. So, tell us, as an artist, like what inspires you? Like, what are the themes that you explore in your work?
Well, the short answer to that is blackness, but
Mm-hmm. Atizay is so distracting, right?
um, but I explore other stuff. I explore social issues. I explore race. I explore sexuality, embodiment, prejudice.
Mm-hmm.
So more or less the themes that we've been struggling with since Black Lives Matter, and
Yeah.
also with the queer community. So it's not really, it's more me finding myself in this world. Like for me, I get, you and I spoke about it, leaving Haiti was like it's not that I never questioned my race, like what I was, but moving to another country, it really shows you, okay,
Yeah.
this is who you are and this is where you can't go. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a very, it wasn't hard because of obviously, struggles, and I've been questioning that as well, like struggles of a light skinned person versus a dark skinned person are two
Mm-hmm.
different things.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as bad. I imagine, I can only imagine. But yeah, so my photography is more or less like a journal, and like
Nice.
every step that I make or every question that I ask myself, every like realization, I express it through photography.
Okay, nice. Yeah, because I was gonna ask that, like, how much of yourself is there in your work, or like, do you explore stuff that other people live, but then like we're all connected, right? But I also want to go back to what you mentioned, being light skin versus like darker skin, because I think we had a conversation. I don't know if you feel comfortable sharing this, but your experience in Haiti, where most people are dark skin, I would
Hmm.
say was very different, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I only have one experience, but I
Mm.
hear of others, and I can say that it's very different because there are a lot of things that I never questioned. So
Hmm.
living in Haiti, in a black country, I inherently had more privilege than others, and more than that, like the color, the texture of my hair, the my last name is different. It's not a typical Haitian name, so everybody always thinks, oh, like, it's funny because here we're black, or I'm black,
Yeah.
but back in Haiti, if you're light skinned with a specific type of hair, you're white. So in
Hmm.
Haiti, I'm considered white. And as you know, if you are closer to whiteness in appearance, everything favors you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But then at a personal level, it wasn't always a positive experience.
What do you mean?
Like when you mentioned the our closest like circle,
Mm-hmm.
the way people, would make fun of you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's also something like very important because at the end of the day, yeah, I don't know, people have classified us classified us like in different boxes, but then we're all black. So I wanted you like to touch a little bit
Mm-hmm.
on that because it's true that maybe because of your skin color or you were more privileged, but then
Mm-hmm.
on the other end you also had to deal with, more personal,
Yeah,
you know.
prejudice. It happens very rarely. but
Yeah.
it does. It happens here more often than it happens back home, but
Okay.
yes, there was a situation where like my closest group of friend, when we started questioning blackness and whiteness in high school in literature, like a specific group of people would turn around and blame me for things that happened
Yeah.
to the slaves or black people in general. And it was very unfair because they took away my blackness and only saw
Yeah.
me as white, and I'm not white at all.
Yeah.
I'm just light skinned. My dad is from South America. He's not European. We're not from Europe. um so it was misinformation or even ignorance, but that was my experience where people would tell me that I'm dumb because I'm white, or that I'm like, there was this constant comparison between me and the prettiest black girl in the classroom or wherever I go. It was
Yeah.
so stupid to me, but
Yeah.
those are things that happen to me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you already you already you already said that like photography is like your own journal. But do you also like get inspiration from other people? Do you like shoot stuff other people want you to shoot? Like how does it work? Or is it only like your own experience or someone else's experience as well?
No, I also talk about other people's experience. Wait, you're frozen. Okay, we're back. Yeah, no, I I started photography by telling stories of what was going on around me, and as things progressed, I started questioning, you know, my position in this environment.
Mhm.
And so a lot of it, most of it is other people. But then right now I'm in a place where it's just like, I shoot men all the time. I shoot darker skinned
Mhm.
men
Yeah.
all the time. And, a lot of people ask me, why is that? And I don't really know. I just did. But it's important to ask myself these questions. It's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, but I think I'm at this point where it's just like it's becoming more and more personal. And although
Mhm.
I can produce, just as good work as any other photographer, but it is my journey. Am I going to sit there and just create, create, create without really being a part of it? What is she
Yeah.
saying? Waking up next to me. Mm-hmm.
And
Um,
she said she shoots men too.
yes, yes. We know. Um,
Yeah.
I completely forgot where I was.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
No, but
But
yes, I do
mhm.
shoot other people, and one of my series actually was paid. So a client wanted me to just do something with him, and like, you have full control over the art. So like, even the concept, anything, just produce it and I will pay for it. And that's actually Cocktail, one of my favorite
But yeah, these are
projects.
beautiful. All of them are beautiful.
Thank you.
So, okay, so you already said like your art is very personal to you, but is there like a specific message you want to convey like through your art, like to your audience?
I feel like very often it's awareness. This is what's happening here, or this is what's happening to this group of people. So it's so far it has been awareness, but I haven't like, that's it. I mean, it's not news, but it's just
Mhm.
recounting, okay, we're not talking enough about this situation, or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
you
like
know
reminders and yeah, okay, that's nice. And would you say like, well, that's your message, I guess, but do you think an artist has like a specific role in our society?
I think so. I usually, when people say that, I usually go back to not that we want to talk about French people, but they have a very known part about literature and revolution. So the French Revolution,
Mhm.
it was caused by art. It was caused by artists. You know, people who were poor and who were suffering and decided to question the government, the monarchy, and that's how people, you know, they revolted. They were dying, and they fought for their lives, really. So I think, and also I think in this day, art has art is social. So
Yeah.
I mean, it goes hand in hand. Whenever, you know, politicians, for instance, right now, whenever they need support, who are the first people they go to? Singers, artists, mainly rappers right now, because those are
Mhm.
the people who have the biggest platforms. And
Mhm.
that's precisely why they know whenever you need a change, you need to access the youth, you need to access people who have a big following right now, and those are mainly actors, artists, singers. So I do think those they're just always together.
Yeah, and I think we also like talked about that the other day. Even though like an artist's work is not explicitly talking about like the struggles or what's going on, just you know, enjoying life can also be revolutionary, right?
Yes.
You know, because people will maybe expect you to have certain conversations because you belong to a certain group, but then you're also an individual and you're free to do whatever you want with your art.
Absolutely. I think at the beginning I had an issue with that. I just wanted every artist to talk about something very
Mm.
serious and like um, change the world and blah blah blah. But it's fine. It's fine to just produce something that's pretty. And I think,
Yeah.
and most of the time, a lot of us, you know, people, photographers like me who like to talk about social issues, look at those type of photographies for inspiration. Like it's pretty, but you
Mhm.
can, because you interpret the piece differently, you can see a message, your own message in it, and you can use it, you know, in your own work. So I think it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it's an idea we have to get used to because I remember I maybe I've told this story before. Last year we had he's gonna participate this year as well, like a food photographer,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like a black person, you know, taking
Mm-hmm.
pictures of food, you know, and I had to be honest with myself. It was like, hey, like you're like imposing your own like vision into the person's work, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're also an architect, right?
Yes.
So do would you say your passion for photography and architecture meet, you know, in some ways, or are they like two completely separate? Mhm. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think so. I mean, this is a question that always comes up, and I think I've come to the point where I just like I have to see it. You know, I can't hide
Mm-hmm.
it, because the only reason I know Photoshop, and like I was introduced to this world of apps, is because of architecture, because we use
Mm-hmm.
so many programs to, you know, present an idea. And there's also the development of craft. Um, you know, we build models, we paint, we we do a bunch of stuff like visual art to express ourselves. And so I think it kind of was there. It was always there, like like just not, I didn't think about it. It was just within. And once I started taking pictures, I obviously, every artist thinks, you know, how can I be different? How can I look cool in the beginning? And so I looked up a lot of work, a lot of like sewing and collages. That's what I was really looking at the time. In 2017, it was a big thing. Like, you know, people putting pictures together. It was, and it still is beautiful. So I just thought to myself, okay, how can I mix those two arts together. And by accident, I actually thought that I think I told you this, like, I thought that just taking the picture of the picture would be enough. But when I brought it to the computer, it was so bad. It was so pixelated. You could see reflection of the ceiling. If something was purple, it was bad. And so I went back home and I was like so depressed. I was just like, all right, maybe this is not for me. But like
Hmm.
my friend back then was just like, no, keep pushing, try to figure it out. And so I started YouTubing like how to remove part of a picture but leave it on top of another picture. By accident, I found the solution, and that's how it all started. Like I figured out the key, the main key to my work.
Nice. That's nice. Well, it's a journey. It's always a journey. We're always learning.
Mm-hmm.
So before you were mentioning that you're gonna meet with a friend
Mm,
who's gonna be doing that transition. So now you've mentioned how both your works are connected, but it seems like you're thinking about, becoming a full-time photographer. Is that it?
yeah, yeah. Um,
So,
it's just that like a lot of people, I don't have a lot of friends, but all of them have decided to just like, screw corporate America. I want to do what I want to do. And I think, of course, because of the pandemic also, you just don't know. I guess they have that mindset. You don't know. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow, so might as well do what I want to do. So they really took the risk of, like, one was a teacher and he stopped working and he just focused on design. The
mhm.
other is also a photographer, um, but uh, they studied design, I think marketing, and they worked in that field until they realized like what they're doing is just not what they want to do, and
Mhm.
so they actually moved to another country, and
Mm.
they shot a video. They were the director of videography for a video, and it turned out really really good.
Nice.
And also, like, there's a photographer that I recently interviewed. Her work is amazing, and her name is Eva Woolridge, um, and she recently told me that she's thinking about making that transition. So it's been on my mind. I'm not there yet, but I've
Mhm.
been thinking about it, and yeah, we'll see.
Well, I hope everything works out. I hope everything works out because, I mean, I agree. Like, you just never know what could happen, and I think we all deserve to do what we enjoy the most. Alexa.
Apparently NASA just said that the moon will collide with Earth in 2 years, but I haven't checked the facts yet. So if that's the case, I'm absolutely quitting this job.
Well, you better get checking because that's not a lot of time.
No, it's not.
So, is there any other like art field or art medium you've tried or you wanted to explore besides photography?
Yeah, I before this pandemic, I wanted to try sculpture actually, and I already
Mm,
found like I had found a place, to just go in every Saturday. Like it was a year class, um, and I think they're still doing it, and I can possibly still go now that just wear your mask and everything. So I think I might do that. So yeah,
nice.
sculpture is something that I've been looking into.
Oh, maybe we'll get some sculptures for the third edition of the.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay. I'll be holding you accountable.
I don't know how good I'll be, so we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, so what would you say you are liking and disliking right now about art? Like the art world or what you think?
I can tell you what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of art. organizations are, how can I say this? Like, I think they represent a lot of artists that don't need representation, like
Mm-hmm.
already have an upper hand, and I
Yeah.
don't like that. I've already, like, I've worked with a lot of organizations, and I mean, obviously, nothing can be perfect, but
Mm-hmm.
the common thing that I see is that, someone is getting popular, that's when they want to represent them, and then give
Mm-hmm.
them more representation, and then be affiliated to that person, like give them their everything. And it just, like, what are you changing? Because this person, with or without you, will be ahead of the curve, right? Whereas,
Mm-hmm.
and most likely those artists are light skinned. I'm thinking of
Mm-hmm.
Haitian
Yeah.
organizations, and even when they are black, it's just people who have already made their name. So that's something that I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely don't like. Or if someone is actually good but speaks their mind and that goes against their agenda, they won't represent you. And
Yeah.
that,
And
yeah.
that's everywhere, like at work as well. That used to happen to me a lot. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to be quiet, you know, and just see things and not say anything. But it's interesting that you brought that up because last year when I was looking for the venue to hold the first edition of the event, so the first options were museums because
Mm-hmm.
of the exhibit and stuff. And I remember one of them told me, oh, we've already had our Afro event for this year. So I'm like, okay, so we're not like everyday people. We're just like a part of a book or a program. So
Mm-hmm.
once you're done with that for this month or for the year, then it's over.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
filled out their quota.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, with white organization, forget about it. Honestly, like, it's just like, oh, hire two people just to prove that we are not racist, or you
Hmm.
know, check in
Tokenism.
with those people, once a month, just to make them feel like, yes, we care, but
Yeah.
actually we don't. Um,
Yeah.
so, and blackness is making a lot of money right now, and
Mm.
like, it's not because they really care about black art. It's because they know by funding you like $2, they'll make 200 back.
Yep.
So they're attract. It's like, for example, like all these brands like Adidas, Nike, whatever it is. Yes, I'm very happy that we're getting exposure, but what are we doing in exchange for that exposure?
Yep.
We're selling ourselves, in short.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's true, and that's the thing. This is why it frustrates me so much when, well, I'm not saying this is something that happens only, in non-black spaces, but it frustrates me when we're trying to build, spaces in the black community and people don't get involved because then what you're seeing happens. You go and get involved in a non-black space, they take advantage of you. You think you're having success and making progress when in reality they're just like, but yeah. Oh, you froze, I think.
Oh, we both froze
Oh, but
then.
I can hear you though. That's it.
Oh,
Okay,
there
I
you
can hear you.
go. Yeah. Something
But
else
yeah,
that I want to mention also,
mhm.
that I've been talking about recently, and I find myself in that same position, is that organizations also represent people who embody blackness but who are not black and make money off of blackness, and that's not okay. That's not okay with me. Well, obviously with me, but
Yeah,
it isn't okay with a lot of us, because, like,
yeah.
a black person can take up that space and can tell the story much better because it comes from experience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that it's true, and it's wrong. It's just wrong. And um, I don't know if I don't know. I don't care if it's okay or not to say it, but this is how I feel. I was telling Christy this the other day because they invited me to a poetry or recital or something,
Mm-hmm.
and there was this a guy writing about, like, a non-black guy
Mm-hmm.
writing about black culture and how it's similar to indigenous cultures, and I'm like, why would you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was like such a meh, like, poem. And I'm like, and he was talking about drums, and I'm like, really? So that's why, like, black culture is similar to, and then, like, I'm thinking black culture is a lot of cultures as well. So I don't know. It just bothers me when non-black people talk about black people stuff.
Mm-hmm. 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 And
That's
that's
it.
that's and like I understand where like some of it comes from because like a lot of it like some people are a certain way and then their immediate friends who are black like the a black environment gives them comfort and so they start when you like someone you start mimicking their habits and how they
Mhm.
speak and how they walk and I get that however you know it's just for far too long we have watched people white people specifically feel emotions and like while wearing a mask and it comes off as making fun of like when they're doing
Yeah.
these movies they make a black face and stuff like that for us it's
Mhm.
disrespectful but like when you think about that why are they so obsessed with blackness while denying it just doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
It's weird. It just feels weird because I think there are, like, a lot of ways. Because I've had people ask me, "Oh, why can people, non-black people, wear, like, head wraps and stuff like that? Why is it such a big deal and stuff like that?" And I'm like, well, I don't have these conversations anymore because it it stresses me out. But then I'm like, why do you need to try so hard if you want to show appreciation for a culture or a people? I
Mm-hmm.
think there are, like, other ways you can do that without having to try to look like the person or do what the person does. You know, it's weird. It's
It's a weird space because I understand appreciating stuff because for instance like I'm sure like as kids or like growing up there are like fashionable stuff that we take from other cultures and we wear
Mhm.
them and it can come off as very disrespectful to that other group but white people be wild like it's
Yeah,
incessantly even with so much information it's just like no I'm not making fun of it I'm not
yeah,
appropriating I'm just for
yeah.
black people no
But
you can't be.
it's not even like the making fun because uh, I don't know. It's very different if you are appropriating um something from a European culture than if you're doing it from, because the what people don't understand is the issue is, like, the element of issue is the oppression. Because if I wear it, I don't look formal enough, I don't look professional enough. But if you wear it, it's trendy and it looks cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, and you're not even, like, part of the group, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But so I'm just gonna go back a little bit because
Mm-hmm.
Christy asked, she wants to know where the sculpture place is at because she wants to go with you.
It's in Brooklyn. Would you travel from where you live all the way to Brooklyn?
But maybe you're that special, or a sculpture is that special. I don't know.
Yeah, we can we
Christy,
can
what
we
do you
can go.
think?
I can send her the address. Yeah.
Yeah, see, someone else is gonna hold you accountable.
My sister said, "Christy, get your own info."
Oh my God, why are you being so rude? Be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is there anything new you're working on
It's
that
it's
we can talk
it's.
about?
I mean, I can't say there is something in the works. It's just that
Okay.
I wouldn't say that I'm stuck, but I'm I'm just looking at the work that I've done, like physical work that I've done, not like the concepts and stuff. And it's time that I add something more because I'm no longer the person that I was.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so and also like I said, I've been questioning what I look like and what I talk about. And so I think I should give other people that space to talk about blackness because they have much more information and experience. Not to say that I can't, because I can, but what is truly me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I am, and I have something that I want to talk about, but yeah, it's just a lot of questions that, certain things that I don't like about other artists, that and I fit that box as well. So I have to be honest with myself as well and move forward with that. I have to shed the work that I used to do to become something else. I just want to produce something much more powerful than what I've done before.
Well, I can even imagine Pitsy. Like Pitsy, more power, like more power. Okay. Well, I'll be waiting. Like, is there like a time frame, or it's just,
Honestly,
organically evolving?
I don't have. I'm not putting a timestamp on this work. Um, I want it to be complete when it's complete. Of course, I'm not gonna wait 2 years. There's certain things that I won't let go, but
Remember, 2 years,
yeah, two
everything.
years we're gonna die. Um, but but yeah, I've been working on it. I've been reading more to make sure that the things that I'm saying is facts and not just
Mhm.
emotions. So
What do you mean? Because, emotions are important.
emotions are important, and it's even more powerful when your emotion is tied to facts.
Okay,
You
I
know?
like that better because
Yeah.
self-facts, managers power to
Oh,
They're looking out for you. That's good.
yeah.
No, no. Oh, you're free. I'm just very excited. Like I'm looking forward to seeing what you have in store.
I'm excited
So
to see what happens,
yeah,
honestly.
that's nice. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have it's a personal question because I'm a very impatient person, and
Mm-hmm.
so I always like jumping from thing to thing. So I have a hard time like sticking to one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how does that work? Like, how does it feel like to stick to a project or something for so long?
Well, this is the first time that I've been working on me for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm very impatient as well. But in the past, I used to be friends with someone who was just like, you know what, take your time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they review the project and they're like, okay, there's like something here, something there, maybe you should question that. And I'm back in that space where like, I'm talking about my ideas and stuff like that. And it's super difficult with Brittany because she's like, for example, she studies this, so she's fully aware or more
Mm-hmm.
aware than I am about certain things. So it's sometimes I just want to do something and she's like, well, you should question yourself about this. um and it's much more difficult, but it prepares me for future questions, because the things she's asked
Mm-hmm.
me off the bat are things that people have been asking me for the past 3 years. So I do think she knows what she's talking about. um so so far I've it's been a mix of I'm excited to work on this and then I give up and then 2 months go by and then I start working again. I'm super excited, and then I show it to a friend, and they're like, "Not quite yet," and I'm like, "Ugh,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? Forget it." But I'm back on that. Like, you know what? I'm gonna keep reading, keep feeling, and we'll just see where it goes.
Yeah. Is it like
Yeah.
yourself, like pulling you back to yourself? Because I mean, if I drop something for 2 months,
You're done with
I don't
it. I
So I
guess.
don't know. I find it very interesting, but it must
Mm.
be, like something that just happens. Like you feel it, and you feel like the need to go back to it. Like there's something to say there, and you need to say it eventually.
And also the world reminds me, because the thing
Mhm.
that I and it's so much fun, because like when I start focusing on a concept, boom, the world starts talking about it. And it's just like,
Mhm.
ugh, I love that. I love that. And so 2 years ago, like something happened, and I was like, okay, it happened again this year. And so I
I
was
can
like,
hear
okay,
you. It's like a little bit frozen, but I can hear you.
oh, okay, okay. You're frozen too, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, so this is something that keeps happening every year, and it's been happening for the past 6 months, back to back, everywhere in multiple countries. So, so it gives me more
Hmm. Feel like
ammunition.
momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, nice. That's nice. Do you have any like tips for for someone who would like to, become a photographer or an artist, like in general, like any tips you would want to share?
Whenever I get to that question, it's so hard. It's really hard
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know who's asking, right? It's just like, okay, let's just imagine like it's like, I just started. I'd say don't get, like I usually say this, don't lose yourself imitating other people's work. Um it's fine to do research, it's fine to reproduce, because as you're reproducing, you're sharpening your
Mm-hmm.
own skills, and you're probably going to find what are the things you like with this style of photography, and what's something you don't like. Maybe that will lead you into like a new style of this certain thing that you're doing, or you will realize, no, I don't want that at all, let me focus on something else. So it's usually this. I'm where I am comfortably because I started, looking up stuff, and then I tried a style, and then I knew that it wasn't me, and I am where I am now. It's fine to reproduce, like I said. It's fine to copy, but don't
Mm-hmm.
lose yourself. Like don't spend
Mm-hmm.
years just reproducing, because it will be hard to get out of that habit.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Alexa said go to Pinterest.
I mean, listen, for me, I don't use Pinterest. I actually use Tumblr.
Tumblr. I think you're actually the first person I heard like talk about Tumblr, but I've never tried it. Like I don't know.
I've had mine for since I was
Yeah.
16, so
I remember that.
mhm, mhm.
Well, maybe I'll look into it. You never know.
Mhm.
So, are you excited about the event that your manager has been promoting 24/7, right?
Yeah, but yes, my manager has been. She's been retweeting. I'm very active on Twitter. Follow me. Um, but I just started posting and stuff. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I mean, I posted about it last night. I saw Alexandra Antoine, who's going to be part of the closing
Yeah.
panel. Such a huge fan. I actually met them twice, um, randomly. Um, like they came to two of my shows randomly, and I just met them. And I didn't know that they were Haitians, so that's cool. Um,
Nice.
I also know Christina Benas because we went to dance school together.
Mm-hmm.
So I know her. Ooh, ooh, oh my God, Pielila is the best. I want all of his work, all of it, all of it. Give me two
Well,
more.
convince him. Convince him because he's been a little bit absent.
Mm,
So,
he's
yeah.
very busy. Like he's just so involved with so many projects right now. Trust me, I
Mm-hmm.
asked him to design a tattoo for me like what, 6 months ago. He still has yet to answer me. But I know it's going to happen. But He's
Yeah,
so
please,
good.
please do tell him like you want to have this conversation with him, and yeah, so we can make it happen. But he's really talented. Like I'm really impressed. Like I'm always like, wow,
I
always.
mean, I know this is about us right now, but like Pierre Lila, what is so amazing about Pierre Lila is that he reproduced. Well, the first work that like caught my eye is that he reproduced the voodoo gods as black people, and with the least amount of prejudice. Like I know the Simbi that he did, the
Mm-hmm.
I think she's the goddess of water. Um,
Mm-hmm. I think so.
and obviously you like when you hear about Simbi, oh, you know, she's light skinned, she has long hair, she's skinny, sexy, she's perfect. But Pierila made her a bigger woman. And it was
Yeah, that's true.
it was
Yeah. No,
great.
yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
he has a drawing that I want tattooed on me, and it's like a bunch of women, but um their hair is plants. So there's
Oh,
aloe.
yes, I
Oh,
saw it. I saw it. And he always has like the best descriptions, like stuff you wouldn't expect.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
But yeah, that's true. But yeah, his work is amazing. Really,
So
really
amazing.
amazing.
Oh my
Di
god.
pa uwal dispare de pi boom, comme si di tagong
And he's so
when
humble. He's not like, oh, you know, blah, 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 blah. No, he's very humble and he's so talented, like such a
you
fan.
That's true because he always like no matter who like reposts his pictures, he always like, "Oh, thank you, I really appreciate it," and that's not very common, like
No.
not at this level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you know like what activities you will be attending, like besides the panel, obviously because you're gonna be part of it?
I don't know. I want to be
All of
part. I want to
them.
watch the panels actually. Like I didn't know Piedira wasn't gonna show up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know which one.
Well, all of them. That's the right answer. That's the only answer.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. I was testing you. Of course, I'm gonna be part of all of it.
Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna have. Well, you understand Spanish. You speak Spanish,
I understand it.
so you can also like attend the first day, the first panel is going
No,
to be.
no, absolutely. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun,
Mm.
and yeah, and everybody like don't forget to bring your wine. Your drink,
Oh, I
your
was actually
experience.
gonna bring mine today. I was like questioning, is it today or?
Yeah, you could have done it. I think Patrice, the pianist,
Hmm.
did that. He was having a drink during the live with Christy.
Wait,
A
he's a
pianist, yes.
pianist?
Patrice Pearson.
Oh, I confused him with a painter.
Oh
There's a
yeah, no, he's gonna
Patrice.
like a performance. Yeah, he's
Okay.
gonna be performing.
Ooh.
Appetit, talent on talent.
Oh
I'm telling
wow.
you.
You guys are missing out. Have you
I
guys
know.
bought
Get
your
your
tickets?
tickets. Get your tickets, people.
Hmm.
So, well, that's it for me. I don't know if
Hmm.
anyone has any questions.
I mean, there.
Yes, get your ticket. Link in the Atizay bio. Everywhere you
Hmm.
will see it.
Hmm.
Oh, we're also having two giveaways, so you can also try that. Test your luck
Okay. Am I invited as well?
to the
Oh, okay.
giveaway, no.
Okay, well,
But you
I'll
can
be
tell
part of it through
someone
my
for.
sister. All right, guys. If there are no questions,
Yeah, questions. This conversation was so good. I was expecting questions,
there's
or
also
maybe we
like
said everything, and so nobody has.
they got excited when we commencé à parler de like oh these organizations. They're like yes.
Yeah, parlez pas l'argent lié and
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
There's also someone who was part of this live who's a very great artist. She's a writer. Where is she? La Femme
Oh,
Ibo. That's her IG. La Femme Ibo. She's a great
oh, she's
writer.
doing the live.
She joined the live. Yeah, she's
I'm
so
gonna look her.
good. She's so good.
But people be, like creating and creating.
No,
That's so amazing.
the thing that she did that I like the most is that she recites her poems, but in a very like, like these, like it's like a movie slash like, it's very Creole also.
Oh, nice.
And then she's just like doing her own stuff. It's I'll send you videos. Like she's really
Yes,
good. She's
please.
really
No,
good.
I'm definitely gonna check her out because
Mhm.
I love
Mhm.
listening to her. And I've
Mhm.
also been wanting to write in different languages, which is really hard, like harder than I thought.
Okay,
And
Alexa,
may
if you have
Anita ask your
questions.
question. Oh, we don't have any questions? Are you excited about the conversation we'll be having? Because, I mean, we just talked a lot, but then
Yeah,
I think we have a lot more to talk about, on the closing panel.
I mean, I will absolutely keep talking about how prejudiced these organizations are. That is not above me, you know. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it's the truth.
it is.
It's the
And
truth.
also at this point, I've been so outspoken. Like, it's sad to say, but um, when you are so outspoken about social issues, specifically about classism, elitism, you lose their support, Haitian organizations' support. This is where I am right now. But honestly, fuck it.
Yeah, I agree. But and I really want to get there because I think I am a very outspoken person, but then there are like a lot of things that need to be said like within the community that I have not yet said.
Mm-hmm.
And not because I'm afraid or anything, it's just like, oh, I don't want to deal with it.
You can
But
also
I
wait
still
for
think
the
it's
right
important.
time
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
when it hurts the
So,
most. Say it.
yeah, amen to that.
How do
How
you?
do you feel this change in you come in?
In
How do you
way,
feel this change in you come in waves all at the same time?
I absolutely in waves. My God, I think I would explode if it all came at once. Um, yeah, I think a lot of things that we translate as bad, like bad luck, it
Hmm.
actually helps you shed a past, like old skin or dead skin, or a mask that you were wearing. So I started this journey of shedding, I would say 2 years ago. Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it just
Yeah,
doesn't stop.
yeah, what you're saying is very interesting. I'm not saying this is specifically your case, but I used to tell my friends as well, when you're trying to get somewhere, if during the journey there are like circumstances or people who are like bringing you back to that thing you want to let go of, it's just a sign that there is more work that needs to be done. That's it until you're there, and it's
Hmm.
gonna stop happening, and then you probably will have to deal with something else. But yeah.
Yes. I mean, like in my head, like when this journey of like, like, losing people in your life starts, um you think, oh, now I can finally rest. Absolutely not. Once you start gaining that awareness, like it's downhill. It's like a lot of people don't want to see it that way, but it's really painful. It's painful. The truth is painful. The reality is painful. It's not like, it's not sugar. It's not sweet. You
At
have
all.
some moments where you're like, oh, I'm really happy that I know this now, but then it just keeps going.
Yeah, it's true. I am relating to this so much right now. How did the pandemic and quarantine? I don't know if I wanted to answer that question.
Oh, we spoke about that.
Yeah, but because
Mm.
well, yeah, true. Because I feel like it's very related to the event, and
Mm.
so should people get a ticket to find out?
I mean, I can. there there's
Yeah.
an endless amount of thing that I can say about this. But
Mhm.
honestly, I haven't been creative during the pandemic. Like it's been the opposite for me. Like I
Yeah.
haven't created anything. What I know that I've done is just I started reading and I started leaning into my actual reality, which is very funny because when the world was open, I like closed myself off and like I only produced work and I produced work and I produced photography. And then now that everything is just actually closed, the world is closed, I'm letting myself feel. Like I'm letting myself do certain
Mhm.
things that I'm not used to, which is like, I
Yeah.
never have time to read. So now I've been going through all the books that I bought and never read. I usually don't want to make friends, and I see myself being social, like inviting someone that I haven't seen in 5 years out.
Yeah. That makes so much sense. That this resonates with me so much. It's true. It's true. Well, I guess the pandemic was necessary in a sense.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot as individuals, as groups, societies, as a world. But yeah. Well, guys,
It's
wow, we've been
been
talking
nice.
for almost an hour.
Yeah.
We
All
can
right.
talk. But yeah, guys, like if you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna let Zarita go.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right,
This was
guys.
an
Thanks,
amazing.
Alexa. My brother was here as well.
Yeah,
Hi,
I saw that.
Cedric.
So thank you for joining. Don't forget to get your tickets at our link in bio and
Mm-hmm.
check out our previous lives as well with other guest artists and performers we're gonna have during the event. Taita will be with us on November 1st at 5 p.m. EST for the closing panel. So join us. Join
Mm-hmm.
us. And thank you for joining. Thank you for agreeing to being a part of the panel as well. And I hope you enjoyed the experience.
No, I know I am. Thank you for having me.
Of course, always. See you
All right,
later, guys.
guys.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.